Hello everyone and welcome back to SevTech Ages of the Sky. Today we're going to the Betweenlands. So I flew over to that island there. There's a druid set up on the other side of it. Actually, it wasn't that island because that had lava on it, so I avoided that one. I flew out to another island there with the druid circle on it and fought the druids. You definitely want to have your wild dog pelt boots and or slime boots for the fight, because they will throw you up in the air with a levitation spell, which will cause you some damage when you fall back down. So just a hint for that fight there. It's pretty rough, but it went all right this time around. They spawned pretty slowly and I was able to take them down one by one. I didn't have any of them ganging up on me. When you finish that fight, you'll get the talisman, and then you use the talisman on a sapling to make this tree. This portal tree needs a really big area. So I tried clearing out just a smaller area there, and yeah, that didn't work. So I had to take down one of the big, huge jungle trees like this one there, and then finally got it to work. So it was a little bit of a pain in the butt to get this up and running, but now that I do have it going, you just stand inside the portal here and it will take you to the Betweenlands. Now, I've already taken exploratory step in here, so there will be some things that I can go over with you right away. I didn't bring a crafting bench or a chopping block or anything, so I just kind of broke some wood and got this stuff up and going here to start. And then most of this stuff here actually I found floating on the surface, because there's fights between lurkers and anglerfish. So I will just go over a couple of things in here quickly. So you can make slimy bone will give you sort of like your stone type tools. And if you want to make all the Betweenland stuff, you can just use Tinker's stuff, and that's probably your best option. And I'll just step outside here and show you what a vanilla tool will do. So the vanilla tools will work super slow. It's not that slow, but it's definitely not quick, whereas the Tinker's items, they work relatively normal speed, so nothing to worry about there. So you'll notice that above my health or food bar there is some brown circles. That is sort of like your corruption, and you'll need to find some sap trees so that you can refill that bar. And then to get the sticks in the mod, you just got to break these bushes looking like that there, so you'll get your sticks. And then sometimes maybe you'll find it on the surface, maybe you'll have to dig down a little bit to find sulfur. That's the Betweenlands version of coal. So between your sulfur and your sticks, then you can get the torches for the mod. Now, regular torches aren't going to work very well at all. However, the blood lamp, sigil of the blood lamp, works perfectly fine. So I was using that down there, going around underground, just doing a cursory exploratory look around for this recording. So here was the closest sap tree that I found. So these are what they look like. And when you chop these this wood here, it won't drop any wood, it just drops the sap. So I'm going to take this thing down and collect myself up a bunch of it, and then we'll be back in a minute. Alright, tree felled. I ended up with a stack and a quarter or so of the sap there. So that wasn't too bad. And we'll just jump up to the top of one of these guys and take a look around. So what we're looking for in the Betweenlands, and yeah, excuse all my things there, are the Aqua Gem ores. So you have to find a red one to progress through the pack, and then the blue one is definitely extremely highly recommended because you'll need that to make your Tinker's Smeltery controller, and then the green one will get you another Tinker's item if you want. So to cook these up, you'll need to get a purifier. And the purifier requires Octane ingots. Octane can be found in two places, either deep down in the caves, or if you get super lucky, you can find a structure that's got 2 Octane blocks in it on the surface. And that'll save you a lot of digging down and going into the underground of the Betweenlands if you don't want to get too deep into this mod. To make the Octane, of course, you're going to have to cook the ore in a furnace. So you can either make the regular one-shot furnace, or you can make a double furnace, which gives you 2 furnaces in one block, which is pretty handy if you're going to be doing multiple things. Also, these Aqua Gems can be put on tools and or armor. So you'll see each of them have different effects depending on which color you use. So for the furnace controller here, this is the one we need to advance through the pack, and you need this to make the engine to get out of age 2 into age 3. The smeltery controller, this is the one you need to work your Tinker's Smeltery. And then if you want to make a Tinker's Tank, this is where the green one would be used. Tinker's Tank can be handy for holding different kinds of liquids and without mixing them up, if that's kind of what you're looking for in there. In my previous videos, I said I wasn't going to be making the improved backpack, but I had so much leather lying around and I didn't really think much of what I was going to use it for, and it's kind of handy to have it in my bauble slot there. So I reconfigured the key just so I can bring it up quickly there, and then I was wrong. You can't actually nest the improved backpacks in there anymore. I didn't test out a storage crate, so that might be a way to get storageception going, but I'm not at this point now. I've got two double chests worth of extra storage here, so if I really wanted to there, then I could get more, but I don't see any need for it. Now I've marked on my map here, oh, that was where the sap tree was. So there's the, yeah, on my mini map there you can see I marked a pickaxe where I had seen a blue ore. So can't see much looking down into the water, but once you are in the water you can see through it really quite clearly. Now we'll go over a couple of things about the underwater life here. There's 2 major animals you want to be aware of. That's these guys, the lurkers, which look dangerous but are actually passive until you attack them. And then there's the anglers. And the anglers, it's this little fish right here. Those guys are very aggressive. They attack everything, including you. And they'll attack the lurkers as well, which will start big turf wars, which is why you see a whole bunch of items floating around on the surface, which is where I got that other stuff before. So I'll just work my way over this way. And there it is. So that's what the gems look like under the water. And they give off a little bit of light, so they actually stick out pretty nicely. So now that I've got one, I just need to make sure I go out and find my red one. And there are a couple of different boat options that we have as well. One is the lurker shield, which I actually have right here, because there was a whole bunch of lurker skin from the lurker anglerfish fights, and I just grabbed that and made it. I forgot to put it on so that I could use it. So just with it in your offhand, you can just use it, and it works just like a regular raft. Nothing too complicated about it. I don't know how it reacts to when you get attacked by the anglerfish or not. And then I'll go over the other boat here in a minute once I get back in. So the nice thing about the shield is it just goes back into your shield slot. You don't have to worry about getting out of your boat or anything like that. But the other boat is the Betweenlands boat, and this is a super tricky beast to use. So you put this guy in the water, and you paddle it with your A and D. Your W and S won't do anything. So if you find a direction you want to go, you have to hold down your A and your D at the same time. And here I've already gotten hung up on something. It is quite fast though, so there's one thing to say. And look, the anglerfish, maybe they were just a bit too far away for me to attack them, but yeah. So that's the rowboat. So it's pretty good, especially because I've got a big ocean type area here. So that's pretty good in that instance, and I wouldn't bother trying to use the shield to swim around in this, because definitely I think the lurkers are gonna, or the anglerfish are gonna attack you if you're just on your shield. So I just pop my head down into the water and look around for those the gems down beneath the surface, and there's the red one. So, oh, and where is he? There he is. And I forgot to take off my pelt boots so I don't wreck those while I'm here. It's my second pair, and I am almost out of dog items. Alright, so now that I've got the two that I need, I'm just going to jump back in my boat and head back. We'll be right back. Oh, I guess I forgot to go over the other little hint that I got. This area, this mod is pretty dark in general, but you can just keep a bucket of liquid starlight on you, and you can get yourself night vision there for a few seconds anytime you want. It lasts about, what, 15 seconds or so? So I've already started my downward trek. You can find like surface caves that get you down into the cave systems, but I just dug down right beside my base so that when I come back up I know exactly where I am. And then, like I said, I used the blood lamp to light up this beginning area here, and then when I get into caving proper, I'll be using my torches to get myself there. Now this blue stuff is Simmering Ore. This is the iron of the Betweenlands, so you can just smelt this down in the furnaces and you'll get the Simmering Ore. Lots of different things that you can make with it. The big one is the hopper here, so that's just kind of like making a regular hopper if you don't want to go through the process of making the SevTech hoppers, which can be a little bit painful. So just grab some resources as I go, and we'll look out for Octane. Now, Octane is down pretty far, so it'll be a while before I get there. But the one thing that it does do, like the Aqua Gems, is it glows when it's down below. So that's one advantage that it has there, is that you can see it when if you see something kind of glowing off in the distance, then there's a good chance that that's that Octane that you're looking for. So I will just take a peek down there. Looks pretty deep. We'll just put these boots back on for now. And oh, I didn't bring any building blocks with me, so pillaring blocks, stairs, making stairs so that I can get up and down easily. Alright, there we go. Now, I'll always do that right off the bat because there are some pretty nasty enemies down here, so that's just signaled there as my way up, and we can just use the, yeah, pillaring. Wow, there's granite down here. I didn't realize that there was vanilla rocks in the Betweenlands, but I guess so. Or maybe it's a hidden item because I'm only in age 2. That could be something else, another thing too. So again, another big drop down into nothingness here, it looks like. Yeah, well, I'll continue caving and then we'll be back when I find some Octane. Alright, so literally right around the corner from where I had dropped down, which was... well, I swear it was just right here. I've been using this liquid starlight a little bit too much. I think I got a little bit further away than I intended to. But yes, I did find some Octane here. This is what it looks like. 1, 2, and then there was a third one just over there. And let's just let the night vision wear off, and then we can see... oh, and there's a big vein of it there too as well. So yeah, you can see sort of there's a little something a little bit glowy over there, so hey, let's go check that out, and it turns out, yep, there's the Octane that we were looking for. So we'll collect this up, and then we'll go through processing it, because the purifier does require some of the swamp water inside it to work, so we'll just go over that here in a minute or two. Alright, here we are. I made that dual furnace so I can cook up 2 different things at the same time. So it needs its own sulfur in each of the spots. I'm not quite sure what goes into this over here. Maybe something to increase efficiency. Not, like I said, not 100% sure on that. But yeah, just made a furnace with the 8 stone, and then just 8 stone around that again, and we got the dual furnace. So pretty easy peasy on that. And now we've got our 3 Octane that we need. We will just throw that together. We need some reedwood. That makes us the purifier. Throw the purifier down here so there's an area for liquid, and then you need sulfur down there. I think I gotta put that in from the outside, but yep, so that's in there now, and then we just put in our middle gem, and then that will get us the red gem that we need, and I'll repeat with the blue one, and then I will be pretty much finished with this area. Not much other reason. Oh, there is one actually major reason to stick around the Betweenlands, aside from all of these achievements that are there, but the iron apple. So the iron apple, it's not required, and it is quite the adventure to try and get. The big thing to find from the Betweenlands, and that's the biggest hurdle to getting it, is this ring of Ascent. So you just have to go out into the world and find some of the structures that are out there. And I think there's one that I could see from my base here, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I know what it was. I walked a little bit over to this sap tree and I could see it over here. So let's just get that guy cooking. And we'll take a trip over here and I will just light this up to show you. So see, there's a structure there, and then that thing there are the little pots that you have to break to try and find the Ring of Ascent. And then there's also some other challenge structures out there. So there's white fortresses and areas with the swamp hags, and yeah, there's a bunch of different sort of challenge structures out there for you to do that they'll be found in as well. So that's, if you want to look for it, that's a couple of hints for finding it there. So that is everything we wanted to cover in this episode. I was glad I was able to get it knocked out there without too much trouble. Obviously got quite lucky finding the gems. But yeah, other than that, this is a wonderful, wonderful mod. I've put lots and lots of hours into just exploring the wonderful place that it is for itself, and doing it the right way, you know, with the Betweenlands tools and everything there. It's pretty good challenge. It's like really interesting Minecraft. I guess the other thing to note is that these squiggly looking things over there are your version of sugarcane in this pack, and that's what you use for a lot of the crafting to make yourself some of the rope stuff. So this swamp reeds here gives you the reed rope, and then the reed ropes is used in all sorts of different things. Your basic things, especially for getting a bucket. If you don't have your iron buckets yet, there's your next best bet for getting that. And if you need rubber, there are rubber trees, which are super skinny little trees. I thought I had one around here somewhere. There it is, right there. That's a rubber tree there. So if you're looking for rubber, you just attach a bucket to that guy and that'll get you your rubber. Yeah, tons and tons of other stuff. Suggest checking out a Let's Play if you want to learn more about the Betweenlands, but that's all we need for SevTech, and that is the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.